Hello everyone, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 36th narrated Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle that I had against YouTube battler SurpleIt. Be sure to check out his link in the description as he narrates and uploads battles as well. This is an RU battle, and I start off with Mandybuzz based on the team preview, and he starts off with his Armaldo. I haven't not actually battled one of these before, so I was interested to see what it would do. I knew it had super effective attacks, and Armaldo was normally physical, so I went out into my physically defensive Amoonguss to sponge the hit. He went for the Stone Edge and missed. I don't think that really mattered, because they wouldn't have done much to me anyway, and even you see how much that X-Scissor did, and I'm just able to put him to sleep with a Spore because I didn't want something that powerful with dual stab moves running around on my team. He switches out and goes into his Rapidash, and I didn't know what it was going to do. I knew it was physical, but I didn't want my Amoonguss to take a hit. He switches out to sponge the Giga Drain there, so good on him. And I was looking at what I wanted to take a hit from Rapidash, expecting the Flare Blitz, and I wasn't really sure because I knew he could also go for Bounce, but I decided to go out into my dual screen Audino to take the hit. And here's where I find out how powerful Rapidash can be if it is Choice Banded, because that does a ton of damage. And looking at that, I knew I could not take another one, but I also knew if he was going to continue going for the Flare Blitz, Kingler would be a good choice to sponge it, barring the burn, which I was hoping he would not get. You'll see here, Choice Bandit does half the Kingler. Fortunately, it's not a 2-hit KO, barring min or max damage variations. But it also means now I have a Choice Scarf Crab Hammer ready to go just for him. He brings out Cofagrigus to sponge that hit, which it does so very nicely because of Cofagrigus' great base defense stat. I get Mummy, getting rid of my sheer force ability, but that doesn't really matter for Crab Hammer purposes. I do switch out into Yukari expecting the burn, and that works out because Audino doesn't care if it gets burned. It doesn't have any attacking moves, and it can offset that damage very nicely with the Regenerator ability. This gives me a chance to set up some screens, I believe is what I do. I either go for screens or I go for a wish. I believe I set up the light screen. And I normally go for the light screen first because Audino has max defense, very high HP, so the light screen allows it to take hits from both sides. After setting up the light screen, I switch out not only to get my Regenerator, but also to see if he would double switch or if he just stayed in trying to wake up. He does stay in, and since I brought in new Protron, I get to hit something coming in with the stab move, hopefully. I was expecting the Lantern switching, but in case he stayed in trying to wake up, I went for Flash Cannon. Even the Thunderbolt would have done more damage. I did not want him to get the Volt Absorb and get a free switch in. I get the extremely necessary crit off of that Flash Cannon there since it's quad resisted. It's very necessary for the critical hit to do any damage at all. I bring in Amoonguss on the expected stab attack to sponge it, and he was fishing for the paralysis. I didn't really care if paralysis was on Amoonguss, but I'm happy it didn't hit right there. He goes for Ice Beam. This is a physically defensive Amoonguss. I need to make another one of these that has split defenses, because that worked out really well at the VGC. And I go for the Toxic and I miss. That kind of sucked there because he kind of trolled me a little bit with this Lantern. But he does have the Heal Bell, so I guess it didn't really matter in the long run. But since I missed out on a turn there, he's able to get some free Ice Beam damage on me, which is fine. And here he goes for Ice Beam again. Seeing how much it did the first time, I'm okay with staying in and offsetting that damage with the Giga Drain because Lantern has such high HP. Giga Drain is going to recover off a lot of the HP that he does with the Ice Beam. Couple that with the Black Sludge recovery and the damage that he's taking from Toxic. I was hoping to force him to use Heal Bell one of these turns or go for Rest if he, for some reason, was carrying that alongside Heal Bell. But here he switches out probably to predict the Giga Drain, and he does do that. And I believe I just went for the Giga Drain again because I didn't really have anything better to do. And I could keep on healing myself. At that HP, his Rapidash is not going to want to hit Audino again, or it's also not going to want to hit anything really because Choice Bandit Flare Blitz equals a lot of recoil. Expecting him to expect Audino to come in again, I switch into Mandybuzz here, which is fine. Mandybuzz is specially defensive for me, but it still has a ton of HP. So even Choice Bandit, he's not able to kill it in one hit, and Mandybuzz just has so much HP that he knocks himself out, which works out very nicely. Rapidash can carry low kick, so I was actually worried about switching into Audino and getting hit by a Choice Bandit low kick. But there he brings back out the, now it's Awake because he used Heal Bell earlier, but Armaldo comes back out, and expecting the stab move, I just go out in a new Protron to take it. and he switches back out into Lantern, and we have a repeat of the last set of turns because I go for the Flash Cannon again just in case. Really should have gone for Tri Attack because I would have done a little bit more, probably not much more. But I get the very useful crit again because without those crits, I would not be able to at least offset the leftovers gain. So, crits ahoy, that really mattered in this battle, you'll see. Here, last time, expecting him to expect me to go out into Amoonguss, I go out into Audino to use this time to set up some screens. He double switches out into Gardevoir, which was good on his part to expect Amoonguss to come back in. But I'm also able to use this time to set up some screens. He goes for Focus Blast, which hits. That move almost always misses for me. My opponents seem to hit it very average based on its accuracy. But that takes out my Audino, which is very unfortunate. I am able to come back out with my Revenge Killer, Achilles the Archeops, and immediately threaten him out with either the Crunch or the Acrobatics. I go for the Acrobatics knowing that Flying Gym boosted nothing on his team wants to take a move that powerful from Archeops' great base attack. And he brings back out Lantern and it dies to it, which is great because having that thing down means I can throw around my stab moves a lot more. Here he brings out Sceptile, and I was a little confused about why he brought it out right there. I didn't think there was anything he could go for that would one-hit KO me, but he goes for Hidden Power Ice. That was interesting. I went back out into Amoonguss to take whatever he wanted to do, and that does a ton of damage. Right there is where you'll see the benefits of having the appropriate hidden power on your Pokemon. I go out into New Protron here expecting another Hidden Power Ice. Now that I know that it is special, it is possible that he will carry the Focus Blast, but I wasn't sure if he had it or not. So to check for the Focus Blast, and also to get some more Life Orb recoil, I just leave New Protron in right there and go for my Hidden Power Fire. He misses. That probably would have killed me as I've gotten hit by Focus Blast with New Protron before, but he hit the earlier Focus Blast, so missing that one isn't too big of a deal. Expecting another Focus Blast, I go into Amoonguss to sponge it, get a little bit of Black Sludge recovery, and now I'm going to double switch out again into New Protron, expecting another Hidden Power Ice. Basically, in all this switching around, I was trying to wear him down on his Life Orb, and he couldn't really risk going for anything other than the obvious attack because I would just stay in and KO him if he did that. So he switches out to his Cofagrigus right here, and I go for Thunderbolt expecting him to overpredict maybe, and that works out nicely because it lowers him to a point where I can hopefully 2-hit KO him with Thunderbolt. I go for the secondary Thunderbolt, and I am just kind of hoping that it takes him out, otherwise he's going to be able to set up or do anything else to me, and fortunately, I do take him out. I don't know if that crit mattered. I don't think he thought that it mattered or not. That wasn't a complete sentence, excuse me. I dodge another Focus Blast right there, and I go for Thunderbolt. That's, at this point, it's kind of getting crappy for him, the amount that he's missing Focus Blast, because he misses again. And I was just going to leave in Amoonguss for him to kill it, because right there, even if he hadn't missed the first one, the second one definitely would have killed, right? But unfortunately, I get another Thunderbolt off, and I paralyze him, and I again slurp it. I'm sorry about all that unfortunate hacks right there. That was just kind of silly. Right here, I just stayed in, making sure he could kill me because I could have switched out to Amoonguss because that was the only move that he could have used to make sure he KO'd me. He gets the useless crit there, but I guess that's for all the other ones that he missed. He's not out of the game yet, though. He does have several Pokemon left, especially that Armaldo that I haven't even touched that he could hit me with. But here he goes for Hidden Power Ice. I thought I could take that with Specially Defensive Manibuzz, and I do. He knocks himself out with Life Orb, and expecting that to knock him out, I went for Roost. So that was a pretty good prediction on my part to expect to live that right there. Otherwise, I could have switched into something else and just outright attacked him. Fortunately, now I'm back up to full HP, and I think all he has left at this point is his Armaldo. It's actually a max HP, max attack Armaldo, which is very interesting. I wasn't really sure what item it had or anything. It has a name choice band, but obviously he switched moves earlier. Armaldo has pretty respectable attack, so definitely props to SurpleIt for using something more interesting like that. I haven't really faced one before. I used Toxic with Manibuzz because Brave Bird probably would not have done very much damage, and Toxic would kind of guarantee me to at least offset any min-max damage that I were to do later on. I don't kill him with Kingler, which is amazing. Normally Kingler one-shots things that are weak to that crab hammer. But with his HP at that level, Archeops is going to be able to come in and easily one-hit KO him with any of the moves that I have remaining on Archeops. So SurpleIt, thank you for the RU match. I am really liking RU as a tier. So if there's any RU Pokemon you all would like to see me use, please let me know. In the meantime, like this battle if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. And also definitely go check out SurpleIt's channel because he posts very good narrations and some very interesting battles. So I will see you all later and have a great day.